Hello friends, it is that time again with that Erickson, and today we are continuing our Shadow of War beginner series. Today we're going to look at the Nemesis system and Orcs. It's a pretty complex system, and to be honest, I'm not 100% on everything so far. So hopefully maybe the community or you guys watching will be able to help me in some of my findings, but let's just go over the Nemesis system in brief, and let's discuss what you get from using it. Okay, so in certain missions, I hope I have some up, you'll see a little orc sitting on their location. Now these orcs are generated randomly. That's kind of the Nemesis system. That's where it came from the Shadow of War series for the consoles, and it's a pretty sweet system. Okay, so for example, I think the names are pretty much randomly generated, and the rarities, from what I can tell, seems like always the bottom tier is going to be the I think captain is what they call it, the captain tier. Captain will have this little skull with no symbol, and that signifies the base rarity. Then the next, War Chief. Okay, and War Chief, it's a skull and a crown, and it's blue. Now the highest tier that you can get, Overlord, and they have a white skull with a blue fancier crown. Okay, so that's kind of a way to check the rarities of your orcs, and from what I can tell, I don't see any benefit leveling up captain. The big difference between captains and war chiefs and overlords is the skills that they have unlocked. So for example, let's take a look at Utu the Cleaver here, the Clever. So they have a power rating, which is dependent on the level. They have a class, which is similar to the classes that the heroes have. So here you're going to see that this is the Destroyer class, the Diabolical Orc who incinerates enemies with his explosive concoction. So this is like a caster. The tribe, I haven't seen this come into play yet, but I'm assuming it's going to be similar to the subcategories that characters have, where certain abilities might interact with specific tribesmen, or sometimes they have the weakness, or any of those things. This is probably just an indicator for that. And this is the amount of glory that this particular has. Now, glory is used to upgrade star levels. So here we are in the strengths and traits. Now, the first skill, Sticky Bomb, for example, it appears that anybody in the Destroyer class will always have Sticky Bomb. For example, if I go to another Destroyer class, I have a few here. I have a War Chief and some others. I'm almost positive everybody has Sticky Bomb. I have yet to see where the primary skill is not Sticky Bomb. So from what I can see, Orcs will have one particular strength skill, which is the main skill, does not change. Now, as far as the rest of the skills, I've seen great variety in this, and it's going to be a part of finding a good orc for you and for what mission you're trying to do. So, for example, just looking at this one, we have Barbed Armor. He returns 20% of the damage taken when hit by a melee basic, 20% health, 20% ability power, 70% armor. Now, these are pretty good skills, I would say. Since this class is more of a stay behind, hopefully not getting hit too much, I would probably want Barbed Armor to be something different. I have somebody. Alright, so here, this guy, he has attack steal 5% of the target's max health as bonus damage. Now, that's pretty cool from what I can tell. But then he has some skills that aren't so great, like deals 25% damage more against and receives 25% damage less from wraiths. I haven't seen wraiths in any of the missions, but I'm assuming maybe in the future stages or warlord missions, this might be important. But I believe that these skills you're going to want, instead of this variety, it's also very costly to power them up. Let's talk about how we level up Orc. When you click the level up, you'll use your dominance that you gain from your stronghold, and these, similar to the experience items you have for characters. So you can apply these. Okay, it's going to take me to level 15, and it takes a lot to power up your orcs. This is not so hard to come by. It's a lot easier to come by than Mirian, but and these aren't too hard to come by either. It just seems like it takes a lot more to level up an orc Like if I had this many experience things for people, for champions, I would probably be able to do a lot more levels. That being said, obviously levels is going to increase their power and things of that nature. Now glory is obtained by dueling pits, and also if you use the orc in the orc missions, which I'll get to in a second here. So just looking at these two abilities, I'm not really pleased with the 25% more and receive less from race and duel. Yeah, I don't know. I'd rather have some blanket static effect, like something like this. Attack speed. He increases the attack speed of all allies by 5%. Now, that's pretty good. And the second one, the Hunter, 5% of the target's max health as bonus damage. That's also pretty good. Let's see if I have somebody better. Let's see. This guy reduces all enemy healing by 50%. Could be good. Attacks have a 30% chance to instantly kill targets below 20% health. That's pretty cool. And once again, a blanket, one of these weird ones for against orcs. Now this might be good because you see a lot more orcs than those other ones. But that's, you know, in the future, we'll see how that goes. The orcs also have a weakness, and the weakness is similar to these skills. You're looking for a weakness that's doesn't happen a lot, because then you would, you know, get rid of that weakness. So for example here, he becomes terrified when he is burned. So it's a very specific scenario. This weakness is only going to come into play if I'm burned. So this might be a good one. I haven't seen a lot of burning effects just yet. So it really all depends, guys. I'm not going to be able to go too in-depth into all these. But from what I can tell, it seems like each of these tiers has between 3 and 6 different random possibilities. Probably more than that. But yeah, so you're going to want to look for, one, you're going to want the Warlord, which is the Overlord, which is the highest rank. Now, I don't know. This is something I don't know. It's something that maybe I can reach out to the community. But when you start out as a captain and go to War Chief and then go to Overlord, if you made this actual distance, you traveled it yourself, leveling them up through these ranks, will the Orc be stronger in the end if I just didn't grab somebody who is already a Overlord? That I haven't been able to figure out. And even if I did figure it out, I don't think it would be worth it. You can see it takes a whole lot of glory to go from a War Chief to an Overlord. 3,000 glory. I don't get much glory just doing random duels and from the quest, so I don't know. For me, I will, when I do my Orc quests or decide if I want to brand or execute, I tend to brand the Overlords, the highest ranks. And sometimes I'll do the second rank, the War Chief. But captains, I tend to only brand if I'm going to use them for dueling fodder, or just if I like the way they look, or maybe they have a cool set of abilities, or maybe I don't have them yet. Like, for example, I don't even have any Tricksters yet. Nope, I haven't found the Trickster. Don't know what the icon is, but I do have, you know, pretty much all the other ones. Marksman. As you can see, they have Piercing Bolt. Here's another guy. When you see two of these, the 25% things, not super happy to see. In the duels, like I said, you can duel to get glory. Stats, I haven't been able to figure out if just taking a guy and keeping him already at this highest stat is better. For now, what I would suggest is executing everything that's not top 2. Probably the top 1. You're going to take some guys that are lower and use them for dueling fodder. Now the duels, the way they work is you can... Now do beware, even though this guy's level 12, got a big power difference over him, you can lose. So for example here, this Hunter has a 10% chance his trait again. So no trait matchups. I'm going to just begin duel. Ooh. Okay. Scared me there for a second, I forgot which side I put him on. But yeah, so now I gained a little bit of glory. Very little. Now you saw how much it took to raise someone from War Chief to Overlord, get glory and dominance. That's a lot. So that's kind of why I'm thinking I don't ever want to level up someone that doesn't have this white skull with the blue crown. 1, they already unlock all of their skills. 2, it doesn't cost you anything to get them to that. So that's my suggestion for leveling up, deciding who you want to brand, who you want to execute. I feel like this guy is one of my best guys. Got his Blade Flurry skill, which is a static skill for the class, which is Combat Master. max health damage, 10% attack speed, gets 20% bonus healing, and he reduces target armor by 10%. Like, all of these skills are good in every situation. Those other ones with the situational percentages based on race, not a fan. So yeah, look for your skills, decide who you're going to level up, and leveling up is also going to take glory and dominance. So here's another reason why I don't think I would ever want to work on a not Overlord ranked. Okay, that's my tip, guys. Go out, brand your Overlords, look for this skull. Don't waste your time branding any of the lower 2 ranks unless you're going to do it for dueling purposes. Save up, try to get your big guys against lower ranks to farm their glory every day. If anything, maybe you can brand a bunch of level 1s and duel them up against this guy. Now, if you do die, which can happen, I've lost some guys in Orc missions, the Halls of the Dead, where you can res characters. Here's all the level 1s, and you get these tokens, resurrection tokens, as bring them back. You can see it's pretty costly from what I have. I haven't even spent any, and I only have 62, and it takes 18 to resurrect a level 1, so I can just imagine how much it'll take to resurrect if my level 31 dies. But you can do Orc missions, which I'm going to cover now. Alright, so now we'll take a look at the Orc Jobs, which are time-based missions to use your Orcs on. Get some rewards ranging from Mirian to runes to resurrection tokens. I believe Orcs themselves. So here we go. Okay, you have 2 slots to start with your Orc Jobs at VIP 0. I haven't bought any Orc slots because that's important. But as you get more VIP, you can unlock more slots to do jobs. Now, to do, for example, Skirmish, which is going to give you a Mirian reward, it's 5 minutes, it's risk. And you have beneficial Orc traits, which are skills that they have. And if you have these, you're probably going to get a bonus to completing the mission. Have these of a negative. You can click autofill, and it's going to pick your best ones, and it'll show you the possible rewards. Now, this changed from 5 to 10 because of my Orc's power. See rewards and the tiers, you click details, and it's going to show you. So if your total team power is under 75, 12, 5, over 75, 13, 10, over 13,000, 16, etc. Now, for example, 56,000 Orc power and only getting 35 Mirian. And these Orcs have a chance to die. I'm not sold on wasting. The one I do every day is it's in progress right now, but it's to get resurrection tokens. No risk. You can just drop one level 1 guy in there and get some, and put in your best team if you want to get more. But it's going to give you resurrection tokens, which are come by. I tend to run this one every day, and I'll also sometimes run the low risk Mirian one for a little bit just to complete the daily. And I almost never do this medium risk one because the rewards are not that great. And maybe if you got this high, then maybe it was pretty worth it to risk it. But for me at this level, risking one of my Orcs to 300 Mirian, it's a little, you know, it depends on how you want to feel and how good these Orc traits are. But yeah, that's the Orc Jobs system, guys. Use at your own risk. So yeah, I'm not sold on the Orc Jobs. I would steer clear of them. There are more important things to do. Now let's talk about how you get them. Through the bottom tier, have the Orcs. They're going to be the captains. And second tier of the triangle is going to be War Chiefs. At least that's what I've seen so far. Different. Let me know down in the comments below. Then you have War Chief. And you have Overlord. Let's just run through a quick mission here. I'll fast forward to the end. Right, so here we are against the Nemesis boss for this stage. Sometimes you'll see it'll say enraged by, like enraged by men or enraged by bleeding. I don't know exactly what that entails yet, but I'm assuming it's bad. So if you see it work and it's hard and it's enraged by men, you might change your team around, have elves or dwarves or something like that. I haven't seen it be that big of a deal early on, but it's probably going to be tough later to complete harder missions. So now I have the option to brand, which will send this Orc to my roster. I will get him, you'll see his class and his tribe, and you remember it as I just skulls. So I don't want this guy. You have a lot of level 1s. And if you click the little exclamation here, you can see what type of rune fragments drop to him. Since this is low tier, he's only dropping runes. But I'm going to execute him. Randomly click brand. get him execute, you just execute, lop off his head, lop off his head. There we go. And then the blood squirts out downwards, which is really that way. No orc anatomist, but would work that way. So here you go. These are the rewards you got. Runes, and now these runes are, as I covered, fragments are for the rune attachment to your champion. So they're going to be really important. And you still get the rewards for the mission, which in Nemesis missions you're always getting like the barrels of grog, tankards of grog to level up your orcs. So as a new player, I highly suggest, and these refresh every 12 hours. So for example, I killed every orc in this stage 3 hours ago. So it takes 12 hours for them to refresh. I would highly suggest, energy permitting, try to kill as many Nemesises per day, kill as many Nemesis orcs per day to maximize your getting your XP items for orcs, as well as getting enough fodder to execute, to duel, so you can raise glory. And I would also want to target the Overlord characters, which are at the top of the pyramid, for branding. And if they have great stats, go ahead and level them. If they don't have great stats, you can probably use them to duel other of your Overlords, because I haven't tried it yet because I'm not going to risk it, but I'm assuming if you take an Overlord, you'll get a little more glory killing it than if you build a level 1 with the regular skull. So yeah, see, I got 30. So you might want to save your Overlords that don't have good skills for dueling your higher level Overlords that do have good skills. Raise the glory so that you can level up your higher level orcs. Similar to champions, I'm going to suggest having a nice balanced roster where you're going to want to have, you know, all Overlords. At least from so far, that's what I suggest. And maybe 1 or 2 of each class. I've been looking for static skills that either benefit the whole team or are always on. I have like three abilities that could be on. For example, in those other orcs I showed you, these like 2 skills were like, oh, 25 damage against dwarves, and the one right under it was 25 damage against wraiths. So that might be good in specific situations, but 2 of them is really bad, right? Then I would be missing out on this 10% attack speed, 20% bonus healing. Like, I would lose these 2 really good abilities. Choose your orcs wisely, choose your classes wisely, and later on, as we get higher up in the missions, we'll focus on taking a look at other traits and weaknesses, things like that. Look for weaknesses that aren't on a lot, that are very rare to trigger. That's what you're looking for orcs, guys. With the Nemesis system, I hope you liked this video. I wanted to go through quick. I think we're gonna wrap up this series next time, talking about missions and some tips and tricks, team compositions that you can do as a beginner. Then we're gonna work on just doing class reviews. So stay tuned to the channel, guys. I'm sorry I couldn't get a video out quicker. It was my birthday. I was on vacation. We went away. So it took me a while to get the videos out. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you liked the video. Make sure you like, subscribe, leave your feedback. If you found something about orcs that I don't know, or have seen something interesting, please drop it down in the comments below. You guys have been great giving great feedback, wanting me to aim to make videos, and I'm going to try to get back on that schedule so that everything in order. So until next time, guys, this has been That Erickson, and take care, friends.